Hey everybody, welcome to the Fired Up with CJ show. Today we have Kevin Reese, who is a health coach, and he's going to be talking to us about why it's so important to combine the three Ds: diet, de-stress, and detox. So welcome, Kevin.
Thanks for having me.
So how did you discover that this was the magic elixir of health?
Well, I figured it out by one, going through my own journey and working on myself. And
Hmm.
then when I became a health professional, working with clients,
Hmm.
I figured out that, it couldn't just be about food,
Hmm.
or it couldn't just be about stress, or it couldn't just be about detox.
Hmm.
One D doesn't work well without the other. So you could have the greatest diet in the world, but
Yeah.
if you hate your job or you're not in a good relationship, that stress is gonna it's gonna cause your lymphatic system to get stagnant and et cetera, et cetera. And so stress has a major part on the body. So it just dawned on me that it all comes together. And then of course detox. I mean, you got to clean. If you have a party at your house, you clean the next day, right?
All right, so when you were talking about dieting, I was thinking, so many people they diet because they have I'm going to my reunion, I'm going to diet, or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, are there certain times because that stress is related to? Are there certain times when you really shouldn't try to start a diet? Because if your stress levels are really through the roof, is that not a good time to start a diet?
Well, I don't, I don't look at it in terms of a verb, so to
Hmm.
speak.
Hmm.
To me, diet is just what you eat on a regular basis.
Okay, got it.
And that was, I think, the original meaning of the word, whoever invented it,
Yeah, what is your
right?
diet? Not like are you starving yourself and eating
Right,
salad every day?
right.
Yeah, okay, so you're saying that, well, I mean, diet happens all the time. It doesn't matter whether you're stressed out or not.
Yeah, it's just like, what do you eat on a regular basis? It's like writing down your three meals and your snacks and looking at it over a course of a month, and
Hmm.
that's your diet.
Okay.
So when somebody changes their diet, they're changing those habits. But dieting is the verb that we try to stay away from.
Okay.
And I talk about it in the book that it's the word diet has been screwed up, and I think a big part of it comes from the sodas. Remember when the
Oh yeah,
sodas came
diet
out with
soda.
diet
Yeah.
soda? I mean, that totally messed us up
Right.
big time. And then all the diets came out, and they started doing infomercials, and it just got out of control. And the true meaning of diet is just what you eat on a regular basis.
Okay, so let's say that the ultimate goal, I think what you're trying to propose in the book is that the ultimate goal is holistic health. So if our goal is holistic health, what are the implications for our diet, our stress levels, and the detox part of it?
Um, well, I mean, holistic health is the mind, body, soul, of course.
Hmm.
And it's all about just putting it together and uh getting those toxins and those wastes out. And so it's funny because I did a lecture yesterday and people were asking, when should I detox? And it's good to do it right away. Now you got to ease into it, though.
Hmm.
You got to ease into it because detox is serious business. It's not
Hmm.
pretty.
Hmm.
It's not a pretty thing. I mean, you can
Right.
get rashes, you can get flu-like symptoms, et cetera, et cetera. But that's good. The bad is coming out.
Yeah.
Uh, but it's important to understand that when we do detox, we give our body the chance to heal itself because we're cleaning what's already there out. It's like cleaning your basement out,
Hmm.
you know? And then now you have a chance to flourish.
Yeah. So when you refer to detox, when you say detox, well, when I think of detox, I think of people have all sorts of cleanse. There's like an herbal cleanse. There's a juice cleanse. There's all sorts of different things. I do hot yoga, which is a certain athletic activity that cleanses
Sure.
toxins out of your body. What do you mean when you say detox?
Well, there's different types of detox. In the book, I highlight the difference between cleansing
Hmm.
and what I call a detox intensive.
Hmm.
So cleansing would be like doing a little juice feast,
Juice feast. Okay.
yeah, or a fruit feast.
Okay.
A detox intensive would be doing one of what I just named, combined with an herbal protocol,
Ah, okay.
and that's serious business.
Okay,
That
what's the results of the first one, and what's the results of the serious business detox with? You said that's a cleanse with a herbal treatment. What's
yeah,
the what's the difference between step one and step two in terms of what outcomes would you get?
sure. Well, juice feasting is great. It's a great way to cleanse because you're putting your digestive system on a break, like
Ah,
a vacation. So you're taking your energy and you're putting it in other places, and that's a big one for me. I love
uh,
juice feasting.
okay.
I just did 50 days recently, but
50 days in a row
mhm,
of just drinking juice?
yeah,
What the heck? What were you drinking? How
and
could
I was,
I would
and I,
fade away?
and I was running 5 miles.
What? Come
So
on.
this is a great way to cleanse, by giving your body a little break. The fruit feasting is pretty heavy stuff too because it's going to clean you out. The fruit is very cleansing, astringent.
Hmm,
The fruit is high energy.
hmm,
So something like all grapes or all watermelon is big. Now in
hmm.
the intensive is now taking the botanicals, taking the herbs, and combining that. And what that does is the herbs and the botanicals, like roots and such, like plantain leaves and stuff like that,
Hmm.
cat claw, there's so many. But what they do is they support and strengthen your cells.
Hmm.
So the fruit will clean you out while the herbs strengthen and support. And it's a combination type thing.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so basically, is this based on, I know like in Chinese herbs, there's all about like heat and cold and the various systems that you drink these herbs for. Is that a similar kind of thing in these juice plus herbs that you're going for?
Well, I'm not too familiar with those. I mean, I do teas,
Yeah,
herbal teas for sure.
yeah.
But there's a lot of products out there because let's be honest, detox is a buzzword right now.
Right, there is, and frankly, there's no. The problem with supplements is there's no regulation on them. I mean, people are taking like diet supplements and
Right.
destroying their livers, or because there is no regulation on it, and people are going crazy. So what's
And not
this?
only that, but they're not combining it with the right diet.
Oh,
So somebody
interesting.
may be eating steak and potatoes and taking some sort of diet supplement that they were sold on.
Right, right, and it all kind of mixes together, and not necessarily a good way. Like high protein, high carbs mixed with some diet supplement, not good. Interesting.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
so your book suggests detoxing. So the first is I mean, should we juice for 50 days? I can't do it. I refuse to do it. I could I could walk. I could walk and drink juice for maybe a day.
Well,
Okay, what's the minimum that we can do and have some type of benefit?
sure. I mean, you always want to start out slow. I mean, I recommend in the book people just try one day.
Okay.
Work your way up to 10 days. And then I recommend doing 30 days twice a year, January and July.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
50 days running 5 miles, that takes experience. And I've been doing, one shouldn't emulate me. Um, one should take their own journey.
Right.
Um, but I've been doing it for a while. I've done 7 days on tea. I mean, I've done some things. You know,
Okay,
10
so
days
what are
on.
the results? Are you highly intelligent? I know you're highly clean. But what else? What are the results? Is it, what do you think the health benefits or other benefits are to you by doing these 50 days of cleansing and running 5 miles a day? I mean, how do you know it's not the running 5 miles a day? I mean, there's all these different pieces. You need an
Right,
E for exercise as part of your three
right.
Ds plus an E. But okay, so what?
Well, I consider exercise part of de-stressing.
Oh, I see. Okay, got it. Okay, it fits in. No, I'm sorry. Excuse me. It fits in with the de-stress.
Yeah.
But so in the end, what am I gonna get? I'm starved to death. I've been running. I'm probably yelling at everyone at this point.
No, 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 no. It goes away after like 3 days. That hungry
Really?
feeling. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Um, what you're getting is you're giving your body a chance to heal. That's the biggest thing.
Mm,
So, if let's say your colon
mm-hmm.
has some cells that need some attention paid to,
Mm-hmm.
uh, that would be the time that your body would do it, because your body is in a different state. It's in a state of healing
Hmm.
versus a state of eat, 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 because we're always eating.
Right.
We're always eating. So, and then certainly just cleansing things out. I mean, we have mucoid plaque on our in our intestines because we've been eating stuff all our lives, and no different than a dehydrator, CJ.
Yeah.
If we're eating acidic food, then we're creating an acidic environment inside of us. So if you have stagnant lymphatic fluid,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to dehydrate that
Oh.
by having an acidic medium.
Huh.
So
Okay.
that's going to become hardened. So
Oh.
now you got hardened plaque. Let's just call it plaque. It's going to be hardened plaque on your intestines, and that can cause all sorts of things like, uh, you know, absorption issues and things like that. So,
Ah, interesting. So, do people usually? So, what I'm hearing is that there's probably some type of health issue that triggers. Like, I'm having like I'm actually getting rashes lately, unexplained rashes all over, which is probably my body trying to detox, right? So,
well, it means a few things. See,
okay.
for one, you got to look at the kidneys,
Ah, okay.
because the kidneys are what eliminates cellular waste. That's
Mm,
our filter.
mm-hmm.
So if your kidneys aren't filtering correctly, then one gets rash. In fact, your skin is nicknamed your third kidney.
Yeah.
So wherever you're getting a rash, that means you have, let's just say it's right here, that means you have lymphatic stagnation right here. So your lymph fluid, which is your sanitation department, that's what brings your waste to the outside world.
Yeah.
If it's not moving correctly, that's where the rash is going to happen.
Ah.
And another thing is, how come we don't get blue rashes?
Yeah, that's true. They're
We
red.
get red rashes, and red is associated with fire. So that's inflammation, that's acid.
Right.
That's
Okay.
acid coming out.
Okay.
That's what the rash is. And we
Oh,
don't
wow.
need we don't need to put these big fancy words on them. We don't need to call it psoriasis and eczema. It's just a rash. And
Ah.
and it's just acid trying to come out, and they're so easily reversible.
Okay, so if I basically did this juice thing that you're suggesting, and I drank juice, any juice, or should I be careful not to if I drink or can I just go to Whole Foods and have them do just drink juice from the juice bar and should I be okay?
I'm a fan of green juice.
Oh man, you just had to say the green juice. Those are the worst. You mean the things like the grass? Those little things where they clip off the grass and it's
No,
super
no, no,
healthy.
no
I
grass.
thought I was gonna die.
I'm not a
Okay,
fan of grass, but
okay,
I'm talking about celery, cucumbers mixed with some apples for taste, etc.
okay,
I'm a big celery guy. I believe in celery and cucumbers, and
okay.
uh, juices like that will really, really help.
So 3 days of juices like that, my rashes will be gone. And once I start eating, shoving more stuff down my gullet, is it going to come back, or what happens after you do a detox for 3 days, and what happens?
Well, not necessarily will it be gone, because there's a lot of other factors happening in the body.
Right.
You know, um, I would say you'd have a better chance of making it go away more so on like a 21 day.
You're out of your mind, Kevin. I'm not going to be drinking juice for 21 days. I need protein. Seriously, if I don't have protein, I'm going to kill someone. Like at a certain point, I feel like I'm going to go crazy. But maybe that's the 3 days that you're talking about. Is that
Well,
the.
you could read my other book, which is on Amazon. It's called Protein Kills.
Oh, okay.
Dramatic, I know.
Okay, so you're telling me I'm basically killing myself the way that I'm eating. How does protein kill?
Well, it's obviously a book explanation, but in short, protein is on the acid side of chemistry.
I see. Okay.
So by eating protein, you're creating a whole slew of things that can trigger malfunctions in the body.
Oh,
Because
okay.
protein, here's the thing that people don't understand about protein, CJ, is that
Yeah.
protein is made inside of you.
Okay.
Okay? That's how we get our hair and our, and our
Yeah.
hormones. That's protein.
Yeah.
It's made inside of you. you're not supposed to eat protein full.
Yeah.
Okay? We're supposed to eat aminos. Aminos then form protein, healthy protein inside of you.
Okay.
So that's where people have it screwed up. And you can even go to the gym and see the muscle buffs in there, and they usually have poor skin. They have rashes all over their back and their shoulders, and that's the protein trying to come out.
Oh. I've never heard that. Because they're all right now. There's all these plethora of high protein diets, or people who just eat meat. Who are those people? The meat only. What are they called? Oh, you know the people who just eat steak and meat and they what is it?
Paleo.
Paleo. There were these paleo people.
Yeah.
Or they probably have the worst skin ever.
Well,
I mean, what are those diets based off of? See, I think actually I talked to someone who's this hunter farmer idea, and I actually think there are some people who probably are much better off with meat, and some people that are better off with veggies. Is that too radical for you, or are you just thinking I've like fallen off the nutrition train?
well, I'm a fruit guy. I believe in fruit.
I know that. And celery.
Yeah.
Fruits and celery.
Well,
And
I
greens.
believe that we're frugivores, and I highlight that in the book, and I go over frugivores, carnivores,
Right.
omnivores, and herbivores, specifically all the way down to the stomach and everything.
Yeah. All right.
And I have no doubt that we're frugivores, which is apes and humans.
Yeah.
And we're designed to eat fruit. I mean, is there another animal on Earth that can give you the middle finger?
What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything?
Well, us and apes are the only one that can give the finger.
Okay. Which means we have to eat fruit. Is that your
Well,
point?
well, my point is our digestive system is almost identical.
Ah, I see. Okay, got it. Okay.
I use the middle finger as a joke.
I see. I'm just not getting it. Or I have a bad sense of humor. Or potentially both. All right.
Well, it works in front of big audiences.
I, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I failed you. I'll cut it out of the tape. Okay. All right, God. So diet, de-stress, and detox. So I assume if we get your book, we can we can actually put together a program for ourselves. Like we'll tell you what juices to drink, how many days, and the kind of results. Is that right? Is that what I get from the book?
Well, in the detox section, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
It's basically 3 books in one, essentially. So, in the detox section, yeah, it'll go over the different
Yeah.
types of cleanses and detoxes that you can do. In the diet section, you're going to get what your maintenance would be. Because, there's a difference between detox and maintenance. Maintenance is your everyday diet. It's what you eat,
What do
So,
you eat on your day? And when you're on the other 200 days, like 215 days, what are
mhm.
you eating?
I eat about 50% fruit.
Uh-huh.
And then I supplement with nuts and seeds and vegetables, and I generally have 1 cooked meal a day.
Wow. Okay, got it. So you eat all cold foods aside from my acupuncturist would just hate that. They told me I eat too much salad. And then when I said, "Do you eat smoothies and salads?" And I said, "Yes." And they said, "Oh, that is not good for you." Because my constitution is the opposite of that. I'm supposed to have hot things because otherwise it's not good. In
Hmm.
China, you run around and our son was sick. He had food poisoning, and then he got over food poisoning. He was, and he said, "I just really want ice cream," which is kind of a rarity in China to have ice cream. I mean, it's literally a rarity, meaning like it's $8 a cone. I mean, that's how bad
Wow.
it is. So we went over, and he was about to get we went over to get in line in Haagen-Dazs, and he said, "No ice cream, no ice cream." Because it's cold and you've just been sick. Why would you eat something cold when you've been sick?
Well, why would you eat acid when
Oh, I know. I'm just saying that I'm surprised because maybe your constitution is such that you run hot, so you can actually drink all those cold things. And I don't think I'd want to drink a cooked juice. That sounds gross. So I don't know. I'll have to read your book and figure out how I'm going to, because I am trying to. I actually think you're onto something. The thing about the rash being your skin trying to eliminate toxins, I'm completely am down with that. I get that. And I do think that it has something to do with my diet. I haven't figured out yet what, but I think an elimination diet where I start with something really pure, like food for, fruit or veggies or celery or something like that for 3 days, and then it sounds like I have to gut through it. So like if I'm gutting through it and feeling awful, that's normal. And then after that, maybe adding some things back to figure out what kind of things I'm getting allergic to.
Sure.
That's what I'm hearing. And probably losing like 10 pounds when I do that too. Do you weigh like 10 pounds? How much did you lose a lot of weight from this style of living?
Yeah. I mean, I was originally around 250.
What? 250? How tall are you?
5'9".
5'9". Wow. And how?
Yeah.
And so now you've lost most of, I assume. You're now.
Oh yeah. I lost close to 80 pounds. I mean, I fluctuate
Wow.
because of the detox, but
Yeah.
I'm at the point now where I don't even weigh myself. So
Yeah.
it just is what it is, and whatever I'm walking around as is what I'm walking around as.
Okay. All right. So, folks want to get your book. What are the ways that they can learn about your? Tell us about your website and other ways that they can reach you.
Sure. Yeah. The book is on Amazon.com, or of course KevinWReese.com, REESE. And you can read all about the book, and you can see the testimonials, and their stories are coming in. And one girl already kicked her thyroid problem in the teeth from the book, and it's encouraging. Yesterday I spoke at a college to see these 19-year-old, 18-year-old kids. Just not all of them care, obviously, but
yeah, they're sitting there eating their Big Mac.
Oh yeah,
Doritos.
There were people in the auditorium with pizza. And
That's like giving you the finger. Seriously, like, what are you doing eating pizza here? Talking about nutrition. Okay.
So, but there's a small demographic of kids that get it, and they come up to me afterwards, and they're like, "Thank you," and they understand that we've been and still are being programmed and manipulated to eat things like pizza and chicken wings and things like that, and the wool has been pulled over our eyes.
Well,
So
see, I think it's a biological drive. I mean, we like sugar, fat, and salt combined in one. I mean, we're biologically driven towards pleasure versus pain. And when you get that, the body goes, yay, sugar, fat, movie popcorn, yay, I mean, it's almost like, it's like crack cocaine. Those kind of foods are like crack cocaine. And when
we
you're
can
on
become
those-
addicted to anything
Yeah.
that is enjoyable.
Yeah, and
It could be
then...
video games. People become addicted to video games.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah, that's true. So I think I think it's hard because once you're on that train, the pizza train, it's really hard to get off. You just have to make the effort.
look, I remember going back years when I stopped eating flesh foods. I was still eating dairy,
Hmm.
and I love me some cheese, like most
Right.
Americans.
Yeah,
And I remember getting pizza, and of course, the pepperoni and the sausage was gone at this point, but I had cheese pizza with onions, right? And I remember saying to myself, "How am I going to stop this? This is awesome."
I love you. I hate you. You're like the girlfriend I can't break up with.
I remember saying that to myself,
Yeah,
and looking back on that, I'm a living testament that you can kick these habits, you can kick these addictions. So,
yeah.
I haven't had pizza in forever.
But you're thinking about it now, aren't you?
I mean, you can always taste it.
Yeah,
I haven't had steak in 5 years, but I can still taste it.
yeah. No, I get it. I get it. You know what? Actually, the funny thing is when I actually went through and I started eating way less carbs, I did kind of an elimination diet. I actually didn't have a craving for sugar, and I went to like a birthday event and I ate a piece of cake, and I actually felt like I was going to throw up. I felt nauseous and sick. So I think that's the way. And then there's only one place. It's a Thomas Douglas cake that's here in Seattle that I will eat, and when I have when I've been eating pretty pure, and I'll eat it anyways, knowing that I will get sick, but it's that good that I'll eat it and I'll be like, I'm actually going to get really sick for the next day, but I'm still going to do it. And then I do a hot yoga class to detox it, but now I'll complement that with juice. Thank you so much, Kevin. That was really fun. Thank you. Thanks for being
fruit.
Here. Or fruit. Oh, God. You're like a fruit Nazi. Fruit Nazi.
I'm telling you, grapes are in season right now. Get on grapes. Get on the grapes for like 5 days. Watch what happens.
All right. But you're saying, I thought you were saying juice it. You're saying just eat the fruit.
You can do either or.
All right. Well, probably eating the fruit is better because then you get the fiber. Right?
Tomato. I mean, it's a different type of detox.
Yeah. All right.
It's different.
I could try. I know for my colonoscopy, I had to do 3 days of that kind of eating, and I thought I was going to die. But then, you know what? You're right. After the third day, you're like, I actually don't even have to eat, and I'd be okay. But it's so hard to do initially.
Yeah, in the beginning.
You're like small as violin. I've been doing this for 50 days. I don't care. 3 days. Anyways, thank you so much for being here. This was a complete joy. And folks, make sure to go to Kevin's website, Kevin Reese, and Diet, De-Stress, and Detox that you can find on Amazon. Oh, look at you loving your book. All right, bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Bye.
It means so much to me that you're listening to the show. I would love your support in any way by giving me comments below or to subscribe to the show or share the show with friends. Thank you again for your support. Love and blessings.